Good morning, folks. Welcome to Rough Cuts. This is my man cave. We are in the barbershop. This is Barbershop Talk. Fatherhood is brotherhood. Legitimation, understanding the petition for legitimation and forms. This is going to be our forms training, how to fill out those forms that sometimes could be very tedious and very intimidating. So we're going to take out that intimidation factor. All right. So if you've had our intro to legitimation awareness training, this training right here should be a walk in the park. All right. So basically, do you understand the legitimation process? You should have a more than general understanding of the legitimation process. But if not, Fathers Incorporated provides both an in-person and on-demand training to understand the legitimation process. But if yes, let's begin this journey to getting you closer to legitimizing your children or your child. Let's get started. Accessing the petition form, where you ask, Isaac, well, how do I access the form? Okay, there's various ways to obtain the petition. All right. Visit your local county superior court building. You can visit your local county website. You can call your local county superior court for additional options. You can go to our website, www.fatherhoodisbrotherhood.com. Let me repeat that, www.fatherhoodisbrotherhood.com to download the available forms. All right. So you can also go to fatherhoodisbrotherhood.com to download Fathers Incorporated's general petition form. So we have a general petition where you can download that form, and it'll actually allow you the opportunity to plug in the county where the mom and child live. It's very user friendly, very user friendly. So again, www.fathershoodisbrotherhood.com to download Fathers Incorporated's general petition form. So you want to download that general petition. It's very, very simple. We've taken out all the guesswork. You download that form, you plug in that county where the mom lives, boom, you're all set. All right. All right. A few things to consider before we begin. All right. We want to consider this. There are about 159 counties in the state of Georgia. Real big state. Each county possibly uses similar but different petition forms. They're similar but somewhat different. Some counties may be less familiar with the legitimation process than others. There is no consistency of a timetable of the process. So sometimes you can get before a judge in 30 to 45 days. Sometimes it may take 60 days. That's one thing that we can't guarantee. So the thing you want to do is you want to get ahead of the 8 ball. You want to make sure that we get these forms filled out. Come to my trainings. We're going to send information out there to you guys via text or via your email. Keep a constant eye out on those emails, those texts. We're going to be sending reminders out to you. So just be cognizant of that. Let's get started. So make sure you click the correct county in the drop-down menu of our form. All right. Be sure to save the document throughout the process of completing the form, because you don't want to get to page 8 or page 9 and you haven't saved it, and at the end you forget to save it and all your information goes away. All right. That can be very, very, very frustrating. All right. So at the top of that form, you're going to see Dad as the petitioner. So that's going to be you or me. Mom is the respondent. So the mom is going to be the person that's responding to your petition. All right. So at the top of that form, you want to choose that county where that mom and child live. And then you want to add your name in there as the petitioner, and then add mom's name in there as the respondent. All right, as we go down that form, the respondent is the mother of your children, the legal guardian of your children, the legal custodian of your children. All right. So in this instance, for training purposes, that's going to be the mother of your children. All right. So the mom is actually the person that's going to be responding. All right, guys. The jurisdiction and venue. The respondent is a resident of Fulton County, Cobb County, Henry County, Gwinnett County, Rockdale County, DeKalb, Clayton, all the counties in the metro area that we serve. Make sure you choose one of those counties. However, if you're outside of those counties, make sure you choose that county as well. You know, Douglas County, Appling County, any of those, Coweta, make sure you choose those, okay? All right, service of process, how to serve the respondent. This is how you're gonna serve the mom. So this is a method to which you choose to serve the respondent, which is mom, your legitimation petition. There are several ways for you to carry out this process. You can use your local sheriff's department. All right. You can march down right down to the sheriff's department and request that they serve the mom. Acknowledgement of service, right? So you want to make sure that she gets properly served. All right. So you can use your local sheriff's department or a private process server. So the fees will be different depending on which service you use. All right. Typically, sheriff's departments are roughly $50. Private process servers, you could range anywhere from 60, 70, sometimes upwards of $300-400, depending on where they have to go, how many opportunities they have to go out and try to serve the mom. All right. So just be mindful of that. List names of minor children. All right. On that form, you want to name the child. You want the gender. You want the year of birth. Who does the child live with? Mom's known addresses, past and present. So if you know mom's addresses for the last 3 to 5 years, you want to make sure you include those. On some of the petitions may ask for 5 years. So if you don't know those, just kind of guesstimate of the addresses where mom have lived. But you want to be able to do your due diligence to make sure that by the time we get these packets over to the attorneys or the private investigators, that they don't have to do much. The less work they do, guess what? The less they charge, okay? All right, important addresses of children. Names and addresses of the adults you know that the children have lived with, like a grandmother, an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, etc. Have you ever been a party or a witness or in any capacity in any other litigation concerning the custody of or visitation with a minor child? So they want to know if you've been in any other custody battle with your children, right? So you want to make sure that you're open and honest and make sure you're transparent and plug in all that information on this page. Other proceedings that could affect custody, all right? So we have family violence, cruelty to children, termination of parental rights, adoption, TPOs, temporary protection orders, or other protective orders. Example, others claiming custody or visitation of minor children. So you just got to be cognizant, or you got to be aware of, if you have any of those things in place, it's not a guarantee, but it could land a chance where custody or visitation or parenting time may be altered based on that fact. All right, guys? So make sure we're aware. So we don't come into this thing thinking, okay, well, I'm going to get 50% custody, 70% custody, but I have a family violence issue, or I have a cruelty to children issue. So The judge is going to take a look at all those things prior to giving you any parenting time. All right, who else could claim physical custody of the children? Number one, I have information about a proceeding that could affect this case, including proceedings for enforcement and proceedings relating to family violence, protective orders, termination of parental rights, or adoptions in this or another state. The court, the case number, and the nature of the proceedings are as follows. So again, if you have any knowledge of that, make sure you jot that information down on this form. All right. Others claiming custody or visitation. If you don't know of any other person, or if you don't know of any other party, you're going to select option A. Option B, I know of someone who is not a party to this case, who has physical custody of the children, or who claims to have custody or visitation rights with respect to the children. The names and present addresses, make sure you jot that information down as well. And number three, do you want to have the names of your children changed? All right. So if I want to legitimate my relationship with my children, I want to change the name of the children on this form, from and to. So for example, if I wanted to change my son's name from Isaac Cook to Isaac X, make sure I mention that to the court. All right, some of the other things that you could have the court address. You may also have the court address the following issues: child custody, visitation parenting time, child support, health insurances, medical expenses, and life insurance. So let me repeat that. You may also have the court address the following issues: child custody, visitation and parenting time, child support, health insurance, medical expenses, and life insurance. So if you want the court to address any of these issues, make sure you indicate that on this form. Okay, also on this form, when addressing child custody and visitation, I should be awarded the following: sole legal custody or joint legal custody, which also means that I get to make any legal decisions as it relates to my child. All right. I want sole physical custody or joint physical custody, which means that that's the amount of time that whoever the child spends with. It's the physical custodian. Or reasonable visitation. So if you have a specific parenting plan or specific custody that you want to see in this outcome, make sure you indicate that under reasonable visitation. All right. And lastly, item B, I believe that the custody and visitation arrangement set forth in the attached permanent parenting plan is in the best interest of the children. So if you and mom come up with some type of parenting plan that you both agree with, make sure you attach that with this petition. Child support. The respondent has income or is capable of earning sufficient money to support the children in this case. Letter B, I have income or I am capable of earning sufficient money to support the minor children. Letter C, I am not asking the court to address this issue in this case. And lastly, letter D, the issue of child support cannot be decided in this action because the court does not have personal jurisdiction over the respondent. The majority of the time, when it comes to the non-custodial parent, which are the dads, we're going to choose option B. I have income or I am capable of earning sufficient money to support the minor children. So when it comes to deciding how much money is calculated, the courts are going to use a specific format to formulate that particular income from both parties. All right. So it's not just one-sided. health insurance. This is what I say. So you want to make sure that if you're able to provide health insurance for your minor child or children, make sure you go ahead and take care of that. Go ahead and add them to your health insurance, because by the time you get to court, you want to already have that in place. It's important that you address these important elements of being a co-parent. All right. If you don't, you should consider taking or retaking Fathers Incorporated Next Level Fatherhood and Next Level Life Skills. All right. So just be mindful of those things, because in our trainings, we're going to give you information that's going to be invaluable for you to take away, even if you don't complete. However, if you do complete, you're going to have a wealth of knowledge and information that you can pass on to someone else that possibly needs it. All right. All right. Clarification of what you are requesting. Relief means honoring of your request. All right. Relief means honoring of your request. So you're requesting the courts to address your court order legitimating your children, your name change, amending birth certificate with the Department of Vital Records, custody and visitation, also is called parenting time, child support and insurances. All right. And you also want to make sure that the respondent was served. So without that, without the respondent being properly served by a sheriff or process server, then more than likely your legitimation petition will be thrown out. So we have to make sure that the mom is served. All right. Clarification of what you are requesting. All right. For these reasons, I request the following reliefs. So those are all the reliefs that I just mentioned in the previous slide. All right. Name change. I want to have my name added to the birth certificate with vital records. Custody and visitation, parenting time. All right. Child support, insurance. And then I need to make sure that I do my due diligence in having the mom served. And then page 9, we want to date that. We want to actually have it notarized. If you're going to be representing yourself pro se, which means that you'll be representing yourself without an attorney, you're going to make sure we get a signature. I need a full physical address, a phone number, and an email. All right. And here is where the court needs Dad's verification of information by providing your signature and information. And that's going to be on that final page. Also, with your petition, you want to complete the verification page. This must be notarized by a licensed notary in the state of Georgia. All right. So that page is going to be the verification page. You want to have that completed. You want to have that completed, guys, and you want to make sure that it's notarized. All right. It's the verification page. All right. And these are some of the additional forms that you may or may not have to complete, depending on if it's contested or not contested. All right. Parenting plan, acknowledgement of service, consent to jurisdiction and venue, consent to present case, automatic domestic standing order, a general civil and domestic relations case filing information form, a motion for service by publication, a domestic relations financial affidavit of the plaintiff, a rule nisi, a voluntary dismissal, a certificate of service, and proof of DNA. All right. So depending on if the case is contested or not will determine which forms you'll need. All right. So I'm telling you guys, if you are present at my forms training, majority of the times I'll have an attorney there with me facilitating that training. So you can pretty much ask that attorney any of those questions if you have in relation to the forms. So I know sometimes, we want to dive into our case specifically, but that's not what the forms training is for. But we're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to ask us to set up an individual one-on-one with that attorney. Our consults are pretty reasonable, with those attorneys. So we'll refer you out. All right. So let's just remember, let's just keep a few things straight. This information presentation is not designed to debate the moral or ethical character of the courts, the child support system, the government, or mothers. Let me repeat that. This information presentation is not designed to debate the moral or ethical character of the courts, the child support system, the government, or the mothers. So we're not here to bash the moms or bash the child support system. We know sometimes things aren't a level playing field as it relates to us fathers. But just come into our ecosystem, come into our world, and we're going to share information with you that's going to put you on the competitive edge when it comes to the other parent. So the other parent may not get this insider knowledge that we have just for you. All right. And second thing, we are not here to debate the validity of your parenting status, pending litigation action, any other government action, or child support case. Again, we are not here to debate the validity of your parenting status, pending litigation action, and any other government action or child support case. That's not what we're here to do at Fathers Incorporated. This information contained in this training was designed in relationship with FI's partnerships with family attorneys and other agency resources. This training does not constitute legal advice. We are not attorneys. I am not an attorney. So this training does not constitute legal advice. So just to let you guys know, we have staff that can assist you in the completion of your legitimation application, go over your legitimation checklist, refer complicated cases to trusted attorneys, as I indicated earlier, enroll you in responsible fatherhood classes prior, during, and after the legitimation process, help you create a successful parenting plan. And above all else, Fathers Incorporated is still here to assist you on your journey after you've completed the training. So we are a unique brotherhood that's going to be there for you after it's all said and done. So at the end of the day, after graduation, we're still going to be here. I'm only one phone call away. You can reach us on our website. Again, it's fatherhoodisbrotherhood.com, where you can sign up or you can print these forms out. www.fatherhoodisbrotherhood.com. So just go to that website for more information. All right. Okay, so introduction to legitimation. You can review the process of legitimation by visiting www.fatherhoodisbrotherhood.com, www.fatherhoodisbrotherhood.com. And this is the intro to legitimation. So I appreciate you guys coming out. That's all I got. But if you do have any additional questions, you can reach out to us at fatherhoodisbrotherhood.com. You can reach us on our Facebook page or our Instagram page at fatherhoodisbrotherhood.com. Thank you for joining us.